Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Jones Tattoo here. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about three things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is art and tattoos, because that's why most people follow this page. The second thing I'm going to talk about is food, because I'm a big food person, healthy food. And the third thing I'm going to talk about is mindset, mental health. So let's start with the tattoos, because I think that's why most of you follow me. So I have an upcoming project, and I'm very excited. I've started the drawing super early. This client isn't booked for a few weeks, but I think I'm gonna end up tattooing him sooner, hopefully. This is the start of it. This is the early stages of the sketch. It's kind of hard to see because some of it's layered with tracing paper, but it's a sleeve with kind of a gambling theme into skulls and roses, which I love to do. And I just want to share a little bit of the referencing. So as you can see, there's cards. There's a little poker chip in there. It says the Cosmopolitan, which is cool. It's his favorite casino for sentimental reasons, and I was just there like a month ago, and I'm not a gambler. I just stayed there with a friend, but yeah, this is like 2/3 of his arm. There's one more image that will go up top of like a Greek goddess or something of that theme. So let's start with the bottom. They got the playing cards. I actually use this deck of cards, which it just feels a little more authentic. Like, is anyone gonna know the difference? Probably not. But instead of going on Pinterest or Google, it was just kind of cool to stage my own cards and kind of have my own reference. There's a date and a time on here. It was when my nephew was born, because I bought these when he was in the hospital. And for some of the reference for the lettering in the cards, I use this book here. I bought this thing years ago at Barnes & Nobles. It's just like a cheap little book. And you know, just again, having my own reference. Like, you could probably find these same images on the internet, but I feel like sometimes you're so overstimulated with the internet that when you just have like a few things in front of you that are real and you can touch, it just kind of like simplifies it. I also sell a lettering book on my website, and sometimes people will DM me before ordering it, and they're like, hey, I want to buy your book, but do you think it's worth it? Can I see like 1 or 2 pages? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But even if you bought a book like this for $10, $20, $100, if one letter or one page or whatever you can apply to a tattoo, whether it inspires you, you straight up trace it, or you steal like a little thing of filigree, or you can draw something from what you see, it's totally worth it, because most of these art projects are ongoing, and most likely if you have a good relationship with your client, they're gonna come back. So it's just really an investment. So the other thing I use is, so the roses in here, I have photographs of them. The roses are long gone and dead, but I photographed my own roses, which is really cool because I've been somewhere before and I saw a really nice rose in somebody's arm, and I'm like, man, that actually looks good. And I've used that same rose reference. So I try to stay away from Pinterest and Google for rose references, but sometimes I steal them. Very rarely though now, because I have so many cool pictures I've taken myself. So for the skull, I do have this replica skull, which is plastic, and they're still not that cheap for a fake skull. But I have this skull here, which is one of the real human skulls I have. Super cool. Kind of creepy to share right now after the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, but it is legal. I have a serial number and some paperwork. So that's a bit of the tattoo process. Like, when I'm sitting down drawing and I have my real skull and I have my deck of cards and my reference with the little small details, even the filigree, I have like some old filigree books that I bought from some guy that was like, I don't know, he basically had a going out of business sale. So it just all makes it feel more real. And then, you know, the 4, 5, 6 hours I spend on the red pencil sketch and just making sure everything flows, and I've already pre-traced the client's arm, so each piece is kind of like compartmentalized for each part of his arm, but it all has like a nice cohesive look. And then once I'm done with this, I'll trace my own sketch with just like a regular gray pencil, and then I'll shade it all in. All the guesswork's out. And then the next part of the process is I trace that with a micron, and then I use that dark line drawing for the tattoo application, for making the stencil and putting it on the skin. And I've said this in other videos, but maybe you haven't seen it. So each tattoo that I do that's a project like this, there's so many hours prior that by the time I get to the skin, I know every little nook and cranny of that design, and I'm way more comfortable. It's not the only way to do it, but it's the way that works best for me. And because of all this time, I'm charging a fee for the drawing. I've been charging one, and some people are on board, some people are a little weird. whatever. I might not be for you. So if you have any questions about the drawing process, please DM me or leave a comment. The second thing I want to talk about today is food. Okay, health is wealth. And I drink a lot of water. I got my little lemon. I got these little fancy things, not to be a sales pitchy guy, but they're on my website if you'd like to buy one. The better you eat, the better you feel, right? So no matter what you do, you're gonna function good. And I think the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Tony Robbins line, you might think it's cheesy, but I believe in it. I think that every person uses whatever they do every day as a platform to express who they are. Like, I'm a tattoo artist. That's what I do. And I have a lot of passion and I put a lot of time and energy into everything that I do. If I was a car detailer or if I worked at Home Depot, and I'm not using those jobs to up them or down them from tattooing, but I would probably put the same amount of effort into each one. I know I would. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts as a kid and I was like the one walking around, scrubbing everything, and always so into the job that some construction guy came in and he's like, "You're the busiest one here. Like, come with me. I'm going to give you a better job, pay you more money." So I left. Anyhow, so the food thing and how you take care of yourself, I feel like allows you to perform better. And the reason why I want to touch on this is I'm pretty much using my platform here to vent / express a recent event. Somebody close to me in my family got really sick because they haven't taken good care of their health. Smoking, drinking, eating shitty food. And now that they're sick, they want to, do what they have to do to get better and just catch it before you get to that point. So to give you a quick little snapshot of what I do, I prep all my own meals. I mean, I do eat out very rarely, but 150 grams of rice, 6 ounces of chicken. I eat as many vegetables as I want. I have no limit on those. I take vitamins. You don't need them. If you eat a good enough diet, these are probably unnecessary, but I still take them anyhow. And I just think that, seeing this person who's really sick in this hospital bed in pain and scared, it's like everybody wants to wait until last minute. And some people get to that point and then they get a second chance and they're lucky and they carry on and they live a long life. And some people make a change. Some people go back to eating shitty, whatever. So yeah, just take care of yourself. Food is life. Like, you are what you eat, and try to get some exercise in. All right, the third thing I want to talk about is mental health or mindset. I feel like because I truly love my life, I'm not just saying this because I'm on video, I say it to everybody. I love tattooing. I enjoy this drawing process. I enjoy it. There's parts of tattooing I don't like. Sometimes communicating with certain people or trying to, like taking on a new client and going through all the beginning stages. Like, sometimes it goes smooth, sometimes it doesn't. But overall, like, I love drawing. I love working out. I love where I live. I love my car. I have people that I connect with that I have good relationships with. And I do feel like it's very easy to be negative, and I'm trying to tread lightly here. Most of the people that I come across, I feel like have more of a negative, pessimistic attitude versus an optimistic attitude. And I think attitude is everything. And I think even if you're down on your luck or whatever, or you think things aren't going good, if you have a good positive mindset, positive people will want to help you or be near you. If you're a shithead about it and you're walking around like you're probably just going to push those good people away. So take this message for what it is. If you don't like it, I don't know. Shouldn't have listened to it. Unfollow me. But this is what you're going to get. My page will continue to mostly be art and tattoos, but I am going to continue to kind of slowly stick in my little opinions about food and health and all that stuff because it's part of who I am. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.